Hey, beautiful Sagittarius, welcome back to the channel. I hope each and every one of you are doing super amazing. So, I was inclined to pull on this stick today, so let's get into it. Ooh, people skills. You have a flair for working well with others. You could be a diplomat, a counselor, a salesperson, or a head of a company. Divine forces are showing you the way to go. You're discovering another piece of your destiny and your purpose in life. Divine guidance, okay. You'll need to see into the dark to maneuver the upcoming changes. While it seems extreme, just hang in there. This too shall pass. So, you're on the verge of finding the perfect work for you. Don't give up. You may need to grow your own business to be truly happy. You have many choices here and options, even if you don't see them right now. Get creative and look around. Okay, you're in the flow. The universe is sending you help. Tap into your inner power and go deeper to create the purposeful life you really want to have. But you're going to have to see into the dark to maneuver the coming changes, okay? You may need to rely on your people skills here. This could be you. Oh my, good luck. Your fortune is improving and you'll get a lucky break soon. Collect nuggets of wisdom. You'll need them in the future. Spiritual work. Doing some inner work can help you get clear before you move on. You'll get insights into what work will serve you best. Okay, so it's looking like good luck is awaiting you. Success. The path you're on will bring you success and prosperity if you just keep going. Lots of little steps take you a long way. You are on track. So many of you are wondering if you're on track. The answer is yes. Now let's find out. I think it's about doing something you love. And it could even be a person. This could be a power couple situation that you meet someone, okay? A great match. Now that can be with love. Okay, you're getting some sort of justice here. Okay? So you're very mysterious. But I think that if you just keep going, you've had to embrace your dark side somehow. You've had to maneuver and look into the dark. You'll need to see in the dark to maneuver the upcoming changes. Just hang in there. This too shall pass. It's about being flexible. Like you have a lot of options here, Sag. So I want to say in the love department, someone didn't see your potential until it was too late. You're very mysterious. Someone finds you very mysterious. And maybe that was like you had to be in your dark side in order to see something. Let's go. But I see you breaking free. Okay? But whatever you've done, Okay, so something is brewing here. Well, maybe you had to go through dark night of the soul. I'm just saying, maybe you did. Maybe you need maybe you did go through dark night of the soul. Maybe this person is going through dark night of the soul. Now, I'm going to say that, well, I think that you were smart and wise to do this. Someone finds you very mysterious here. And maybe you needed to do this in order to teach someone some sort of lesson. You know what I mean? It's like, well, something, maybe you turned nasty, maybe you needed to turn cold, maybe you did need to be a heartbreaker for a while, maybe you got tired of this person going back and forth with you. It seems like so someone may have been too controlling, and maybe you had to turn dark. And maybe you did need to put somebody through dark night of the soul. Okay, because they're, whatever this is, someone's old conquering ways won't work with you. So it's looking like it's them who's going through dark night of the soul. I'm not saying that you didn't, but it's almost like you're saying, well, I'm going to give you, you know, I'm going to allow you to go through the experience of that, since you were putting me through that. I think you became cold. I think you had to become mysterious. And I think that this person is going through the dark night of the soul. I mean, maybe they're getting a dose of their own medicine. And they weren't going to conquer you. So it's almost like whatever games they were playing ain't going to work with you. And maybe you had to resort to doing something mysterious. And maybe you had to resort to tactics that you weren't expecting yourself to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, they brought out a part in you that they never expected. I think that you turned cold. They felt you pulling away. And then they tried to, like, pull you back to convince you that they were worth keeping. And it didn't work. They tried to conquer you. It's like, I think you may have resorted to some dark tactics here, like mysterious tactics. Like, I'm not saying that they were bad. It was needed. You needed to turn cold on this person, even though it may have put them through dark night of the soul. Okay? Because it's like, whatever they were trying to conquer you, maybe they were trying to conquer you, and I think you had to fight back, Sag. I think you may have had to resort to some tactics that they weren't expecting out of you, like turning cold on them. And it's like they tried to win you back somehow, but it wasn't going to work with you. Their old conquering ways will not work with you. Okay, that's what it's saying. So you have left a permanent mark on their heart. Okay? I think you turned cold on this person, and the other side, your dark side had to come out. That's what I think. I'm not saying you did anything wrong here. It was required what you did. Maybe you said some nasty things. Maybe you hurt their feelings. But their old conquering ways weren't going to work with you. And maybe the ugly came out in Sag. Okay? The other side of Sag came out. Well, it was required. Okay? It was required. Whatever went on. Well, look, maybe this person was a tyrant, okay? And they got a little taste of their own medicine. Okay? What did this person think, that they could buy their way into Sag's life? Come back and buy their way back in? Or it's like, Shania Twain song. That don't impress me much. Look. Yes, they did. Okay. Well, it's like a bitter pill to swallow. That's what it was. They're getting their own justice. It was a bitter pill to swallow. But look, it's like they were being very toxic, okay? They were being very toxic towards you. And it wasn't going to work on you. And they were on a mission to win you back here. They seemed to be on a mission to get you back. But it was a hard pill to swallow. Whatever they were trying to sell you, whatever they were trying to do to you, and they weren't going to conquer you, and you had to bring out the other side of Sag. Like, instead of being that loving, empathic person, you had to turn cold and bitter. Too bad. So sad. Harsh reality, harsh truths, whatever. Well, I think that this person was being hot and cold with you. So, Sagittarius says, I'll show you what. You want to be cold, you want to be a tyrant, I'll show you what a tyrant really is. Like, I'm sorry. Sometimes that is necessary. Sometimes it is required. That's why we have a dark side and a light side. You can't be light all the time. So it's like this brought out the other side of Sag. Good on you. And it was a tough, bitter pill for them to swallow, because this tyrant got their own dose of their own medicine. Oh, yeah. It's like they figured that they could pick on you somehow, or it felt like they were on a mission to target you somehow, thinking that you were going to be romantically naive or something. Well, oh, whatever. Their ego. They thought like their old conquering ways weren't going to work with you. So they were all up in their ego. Maybe you gave this person, like I said, maybe you loved them too much. Maybe you loved them too hard. Maybe they thought that they were smarter than you or could outsmart you. Well, they got the sword. They brought out the dark side of Sag. And it was required. It was needed. And then they figured, well, this'll pass. I'll be able to come back in and win Sagittarius back. I'll be able to come right in and be a tyrant. Like, I'm going to be a real tyrant here. And it's like they got a piece of Sag's tyrancy. Like, I'm not kidding you. When a Sag has been done, a Sag is done. It'll be like You want to turn somebody cold. Turn a Sag cold and see what you get. Like, they're all loving, they're fun-loving, they're gregarious, they're very forgiving, they're very understandable until they are not. Don't cross the Sag. Okay? That's just the way it is. And they figured, they can entice you back in, that... No. Sag. I think that I think you were losing yourself. That's what I think. I think that you gave too much. I think that this person got a chip on their shoulder. I think that you boosted their ego too much. I think it went to their head and then they got the ugly Sag. And it was required, okay? Like, I'm not going along with this. I'm not going along with this. I'm not following the crowd. I'm not going to be a people pleaser here. I'm not going to be a doormat here. I think you went, I want reciprocal situations. So that, I think you kept something bottled up for a long time. I think you were being mysterious. I think you kept something to yourself. And I think you started analyzing. And then everything starts to make sense. You got the key to wisdom here. And I think the ugly came out in Sag. But you needed it to be so. Now, that's when that nasty Sag comes out. Like, don't do that to a Sag. Like, they'll keep their feelings bottled up. They're going to keep their opinions to themselves. They're going to watch. They're going to observe. And when they let loose, they're going to really let loose. And now it seems as if you're in your higher self. You've got the divine truth. That's when the warrior comes out on you. And even if that meant that you had to, it's like you are more powerful than your inner shadow. And I think you decided here, Sagittarius, that it ain't worth it. This person was, digging in their heels. They were getting too tyrannical on you. They were turning into a tyrant. Well, they got a tyrant in Sag. Let me show you the other side of Sagittarius. And I think that they were bringing out the worst in you. That's what I think. I think they were bringing out the worst in you. I think you were losing yourself to this person. And you're like, finally, you drew the line here. You got the key to wisdom. You got the divine truth. And you may have lambasted him. See hidden enemies. Be aware of your environment. There are people who are selfishly motivated in your life that are not your friends. That's why your luck is changing here. I think that this person's pride and ego got in the way. I think that their hidden enemy was their pride and their ego. I think their ego, they got too big for the britches. They got, they had the land of, the good side of Sag for how long? And I think you kept things bottled up. I think you started to observe. I think you started to watch. I think you started to pay attention. And when push came to shove, Sag stood. And you may have said to yourself, well, it ain't worth it. It's not worth it. They're not going to come back in and try and conquer me. They're not going to come back in and try and conquer me. And no, you drew the line. Your sword came out. That's what it's saying. And you're on the right track. You've chosen the right direction. Okay, so... yeah, they were in their ego. They got too big for their britches. Too tall. They got too tall. 10 feet tall and bulletproof. Well, look. You've learned. And maybe now you... I don't know. You release this person and you are taking... You're getting justice. You're getting justice. You took your power back. You're moving forward. You stood in your power. And you release this. You release this person. And they may have tried to come back and win you back. You know what I mean? They may have... Maybe this is like... Forgive me, Sag, or... making a romantic offer to you. Gaslighting, perhaps. I'm not sure. But they figured they could win you back. They were in their ego, see? They deceived you. And now it's like... I don't know. It's like... yeah, they tried to distract you here from whatever. It's just stupid. It's like they may have come in with some manipulative offer toward you, see if they could manipulate you again, and I think you needed to take your own balance back. I think that you've tilted the wheel in your favor. I think that you, I think you took your power back, and I see you celebrating something, and I see you being very financially comfortable, and I see you winning here, and they figure that they can win you back. And I think that, so, look, they didn't see your worth. They didn't see your value. You could have been this power couple. You could have been this power couple together. You could have been. It was destined, but you're doing it alone. And that's justice. I honestly think that you were getting justice here. And you weren't going to settle for less. And I think you said something to this person. You may have hurt their ego. You put them into dark night of the soul, whatever you did. Because they figured they could win you back. They thought that they could get you back, win you back, say they were sorry, and that they could start this all over again with you. And you decided, no, I'd rather be independent. I'd rather be single. I have other options. You took your power back. It's like, I'm not dealing with someone who is egotistical. I'm not going to be dealing with somebody who wants to act like my enemy and talk behind my back and manipulate me and gaslight me and back and forth energy with me. No, I'm making my own mind up. I'm making my own decision. Whether that hurts your feelings or whether that doesn't, you wounded their ego. Okay? And see, they were used to you. They thought you were naive romantically, that they could just, offer you something, come back in, and it was all gonna be okay. That's what they thought. Like, you were very empathic, you know what I mean? You were showing your empathy, but you had to bring out the sword energy. The other side of Sag. And you so doing, you're on track and you are making the right decision. You've made the correct choice. This is divine wisdom, divine truth. You're putting yourself as a priority now. And now, who cares? You're all sitting over here happily. You could be happy you walked away. And you stood your ground. And now you're getting some kind of achievement. This sword energy needed to come out in you. This sword energy needed to come out. Sometimes you gotta resort to your dark side. Sometimes you need to. You can't be nice all the time. And go along with the flow and just keep being a doormat. That sword energy is serving you well. Okay? But it's finding the balance here, getting your balance back. Yes, keep that sword energy. Also be empathetic and find the balance between the two. Because it's like, oh, that part of you needed to come out. And it is that sword energy that has put this person through dark night of the soul. Because they couldn't come back. Well, they risked losing you forever if they didn't. And now they're missing you. Their life feels empty without you. They miss you more than words can say. But they think it's too late to fix things. And that's why they're experiencing dark night of the soul. You put this person through dark night of the soul by not entertaining them. By bringing that sword energy out. It was essential that you did this. You bruised their ego. And they thought that they were too big to fail. They were too big to fall. Okay, so, well, they've fallen. I think that this person was draining you. I think that they left you mentally, emotionally drained. That's what I think. And you had no choice but to bring that other side of yourself out. You can't be this... they thought you were romantically naive, that they could gaslight you, kiss and make up, it'll all be fine. They could turn into a tyrant, and then they could mistreat you, and ooh boy, this person's ego fell big. Okay? So much so, they went through dark night of the soul. And it was a bitter pill to swallow. Because you weren't going to put up with their half-hearted efforts. You weren't going to sit around and wait for this person. You weren't going to be that loving, empathetic person, that understanding person all the time, understanding why they were treating you the way they were treating you, why they did what they did. It's phony. It's fake. To you, you're like, well, you've got a choice to make. And when you said it was the deadline, D-Day, you meant it. You meant every word you said. I mean, they were complaining. They were completely draining you, man. Yeah, they betrayed you. Yeah, they give you a bad deal. But the gods favored you, okay? Your prayers have been heard. You will succeed and be vindicated. Like, you had hidden enemies over here. And the thing is, they was doing an awful lot of gossiping about you. And maybe this person sided with them. Maybe they were gossiping about you behind your back. Maybe they turned out to be your enemy. Who cares? And they went along with the crowd. And they went along with what people were saying about you. And so it's like, yeah, the ugly came out in you. And it needed to. That's why we have a dark side and a light side. You can't be nice. You can't be romantically naive all the time. I mean, at least you know you got both sides, and at least you know you can be very loving and empathetic. But cross the line with Sag. And I think you kept this bottled up for a long time, you know that? I think that you just sat mysteriously watching and waiting, observing. I think you started seeing some stuff. And I think when the time was right, when the opportunity struck, you hauled out that sword. They wanted to control you. But Spirit is saying that the gods highly favor you, and that you are going to get justice, and you are going to be vindicated. Have faith. This too shall pass. Just saying. So your career is looking good. Your spiritual growth is looking good. Your finances are looking good. And if not, just keep going. They will be. So never give up yourself in any relationship. And I think that's what this person was doing. I think you gave up yourself, got lost in this person's ordeal, got lost in what they wanted, in them, in building their ego. Well, you may have built it, but you sure took it down. Okay? And they thought, I think you built them up too big, Saggy. That's what I think. I think you built them up too big. Just saying. And now you're realizing you have options. You do have choices. I choose not to put up with this. It is poetic justice. You are being vindicated. You are getting justice. I'm sorry. Don't play with me, Saggy says. Don't play with me. Don't play with my heart. Don't play with my emotions. Like I said, when a Sag is done, they're done. You're not going to come back in and win Sagittarius over with some kind of, like, fake apology. I think it brewed in you. I did. And now they want to resurrect this. That's what they want to do. But it might be you who's resurrected yourself. I don't think you're after this experience, Sagittarius. I don't think you are going to be romantically naive ever again. Just saying. Brought the nasty out in Sagittarius. They brought out your worst side. They were bringing the worst out in you, man. I'm telling you. Take care. Good on you, Sag. Good on you.